Hey guys, Fabrizio Romano here, ready for a new episode of Extra Time, opening with an update for you. We can confirm what the Athletic reported on Mbeumo, the player who did fantastic at Brentford this season, scoring goals, providing assists in Premier League, despite 3 proposals from English important clubs also offering European football, has decided to give priority to Manchester United move. He wants to go to Man United. Now it's on Man United to reach an agreement with Brentford, so the conversations club to club are expected to follow soon to understand what can happen with Mbeumo, but the player gives priority to Manchester United. A big story because the player wants to go to Old Trafford, is ready to make his move. Now, club to club talks to follow very soon with official proposal and concrete negotiations. So, more in our Extra Time episode. Will be really busy in the next days, so it's going to be an interesting week for Liverpool, I think. Last week, official Jeremy Frimpong. This week, Liverpool are looking forward to advance on the deal for Milos Kerkez. I've always been super optimistic on this deal. In the last 2 weeks, I told you how Liverpool made contact with Bournemouth. Liverpool are in direct contact even today with Bournemouth to discuss on the transfer fee. The agreement with the player is done. I'm told that Milos Kerkez can't wait to join Liverpool. He's really tempted by this opportunity, tempted to be part of this fantastic squad, believing that Liverpool were already fantastic in the season just completed, and it's going to be even better in the next one with more additions. So there is a fantastic feeling in this moment between Liverpool and Kerkez. The agent is the same agent who represents Federico Chiesa, so the relationship is very good. And now Liverpool are advancing on this deal while they keep working on Florian Wirtz. The conversation, from what I understand, remains on the add-ons structure between Liverpool and Bayer Leverkusen. We mention add-ons sometimes in the transfer market looks always something easy, no? It's easy to say 130 million with add-ons. Yeah, but you need to structure these add-ons. So how easy is to reach these add-ons? If it's about the titles, Premier League title, Champions League, if it's about the appearances of the player. So this is what they are discussing. How easy and difficult will be these add-ons? But Wirtz and Kerkez are the main focus for Liverpool on both cases. Very, very optimistic.
So probably the 2 most active clubs right now are Liverpool and Real Madrid, who already signed 2 players with Alexander-Arnold and Den Huijsen. So is Carreras the next one? He will be the next Real Madrid signing?
Look, for this deal, what I want to clarify is that the player is waiting for Real Madrid. So Álvaro Carreras wants to go to Real Madrid, has an agreement with Real Madrid on the contract terms. He's patiently waiting. Last week, many people say that maybe he will be announced before Trent. That was never the case because Real Madrid needed to reach an agreement with Benfica. They have very good relationship. So club to club, they are discussing. Real Madrid, in this moment, have not paid the release clause. So this is why we need to be patient and to see when and how they can reach an agreement. Good news for Real Madrid today is that Benfica have closed a deal with Roma for the left back Samuel Dahl, who was already at the club, but they signed him on a permanent transfer for 9 million euros plus an important sell-on clause for Roma. So they are trusting also another left back. But now Real Madrid and Benfica will be in contact again to close this deal. But it's really important to say that Álvaro Carreras is waiting for Real Madrid, wants to go to Real Madrid. He informed Benfica about his desire to be a Real Madrid player. And so let's wait for the next steps. But I would be quite optimistic also on this deal, while you still need to close the negotiation. And despite all the rumors we had last week about a done deal or deal already completed, was not completed, can be completed soon. I will keep you posted on this move.
Let's go back to England and talk about an English club, which is Chelsea. What's going to be the next move for Chelsea? They are probably looking for a winger. What's the latest on that kind of role for Chelsea?
Yeah, Chelsea today completed the deal for Liam Delap, so that's completed in terms also of medical test, contract exchange, everything is fine between Delap and Chelsea. 30 million pounds deal with release clause triggered, and also important to mention that Chelsea are very happy with the commitment from Delap because he had many possibilities, including Man United, Newcastle, Everton were prepared to offer crazy money and to make him the face of the project, but at the end Delap is going to play for Chelsea, and then Maresca has been really important on this deal. And then there is the winger. I always told you how Chelsea really want to push for a new winger. That remains the case. A name I've always been mentioning is Bynoe-Gittens at Borussia Dortmund. Why Bynoe-Gittens? Because Chelsea believe that this player has huge potential. Chelsea believe that Bynoe-Gittens can be a smart investment to make now, not on a crazy price, because the player could be worth one more in the future and develop in a fantastic way. And also, you can see this Man City Academy feeling behind the deal, because it's Romeo Lavia, it's Cole Palmer, it's now Liam Delap, it's Enzo Maresca, Joe Shields, the former director of Manchester City Academy, is now a crucial part of Chelsea management when it's about deciding on players. And so this opportunity to go for Bynoe-Gittens is something that, for a player who's been part of Manchester City youth squad, is showing how Chelsea are going again on that direction. So for sure, Bynoe-Gittens is on high position on Chelsea shortlist for the new winger. In this moment, it's not done deal. It's still, I would say, not so early stages, but just discussions between all parties involved. There are more options for the winger position. For example, a dream target for Chelsea, for Arsenal, is Nico Williams, a player they love, but it's very expensive. The player is still not giving any indication about where he wants to go, so it's not a quick or easy deal. And so Bynoe-Gittens is a different case. He knows all the people at Chelsea, he knows Joe Shields and more people, and so for sure Bynoe-Gittens is a candidate for Chelsea winger position.
Talking about wingers, Kingsley Coman future is in doubt. So what can we say about his future? What's going to be next for him, if it's going to be something in the summer 2025?
Yeah, there were different opportunities for King Coman in the recent months, I would say in the last year, to leave Bayern. It didn't happen. There was Saudi in January. It didn't happen. Last summer, there was the opportunity to go to Barcelona because Hansi Flick knows the player quite well, and so that was an option. Now, my understanding is that Kingsley Coman can leave Bayern this summer. There is an expectation for King Coman to leave Bayern to try a different chapter. Let's see what happens with European clubs again, because, for example, Barcelona are looking for a winger. We know about Marcus Rashford. We know about Luis Diaz. Coman is a player orchestrated by Flick, so let's see if he could be an option for Barcelona later in the summer. In this moment, still nothing concrete in terms of negotiation or talks, so it's not a concrete discussion for Coman, but he's a player who can be available on the market because the expectation is for Coman and Bayern to part ways. So that's one to watch for the upcoming weeks with Kingsley Coman, who is obviously an important player available eventually on the market this summer.
So looking at the questions here, also in the chat, I think Benjamin Sesko is the name that most of the listeners, viewers right now we have here on YouTube are writing. So what can we say about the future of Sesko, and what are the next moves?
Yeah, first of all, for Benjamin Šeško, it's important to clarify that the player will leave Leipzig this summer. That's the expectation. So I maintain my position on Šeško and Xavi Simons, at least planning to leave Leipzig. You never know what happens, but the clear plan on both sides is to leave. 1 year ago was not like this. So Šeško 1 year ago had the possibility, for example, to go to other clubs. Arsenal were really interested and more, but he decided together with Leipzig to continue for 1 more season. This summer is going to be different. So Šeško wants to go. Šeško wants to try something different. And I also think he deserves, after a very good season he had, despite a very complicated season at the club, changing the manager, not reaching European football for the first time in many years. So it was complicated for Leipzig, not for Šeško, who still provided very good numbers. So now the expectation is for the player to go. And last week, I can confirm what I said, Arsenal had the first concrete, real, official talks for Benjamin Šeško. So Arsenal spoke to Red Bull Leipzig. Arsenal had conversations with the agent of the player who they already had in the January transfer window. So Arsenal started to understand the whole situation around Šeško. Contract terms, player value in terms of what Red Bull Leipzig want, and I'm told that could be less than the reported 100 million euros. So the conversation was ongoing. Now, still nothing agreed as of today with Arsenal and Šeško. So we can't say that there is an agreement on the contract, an agreement with Leipzig. There is a contact ongoing between all parties involved. So for sure, Šeško is a strong candidate for Arsenal, but at the moment, still nothing agreed. So let's follow the situation. But I think making contact for Šeško is showing how concrete is Arsenal interest. So let's keep following this story. Let's see if some other club will try jump in the race, because from England, I'm told that the interest is concrete. There are many top European clubs aware of this desire for Benjamin Šeško to leave Red Bull Leipzig. So I think this is going to be a very interesting situation to follow, with Arsenal 1 week ago starting the conversation and really keen on Šeško, a player they wanted 1 year ago, and they also tried to sign in a January transfer window with no luck, because in that case was Leipzig to say that the player is absolutely untouchable for them.
Okay, Fabrizio, so I think we have plenty of content and things to discuss this week as well. So we'll be here soon again to talk about everything and all the latest. There are many news on managers as well. So we'll be here as always. Follow the channel.
Keep an eye on Inzaghi and Al Hilal. Keep an eye on Inzaghi and Al Hilal, because for our Saudi friends in the chat, Al Hilal are really pushing to get Simone Inzaghi. Tomorrow we know it's going to be a big day between Inter and Inzaghi to speak about the future, but there is a growing feeling at Al Hilal that Simone Inzaghi could give the green light soon and try this new chapter in Saudi, with Al Hilal really busy between Bruno Fernandes, Teo Hernandez, Victor Osimhen, many top targets. Of course, not all of them will join, but showing how ambitious is the plan at Al Hilal.
And we will be here talking about that soon. Thank you, Fabri.
Of course. Thank you.
Soon.
Ciao, guys. See you soon.